Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode number 19 of the James Mackay UTR podcast. I have with me today a professional tennis player on the doubles side, Mark Wallner. Welcome on.
Thank you for having me.
Mark, where are you in the world right now?
Right now, I'm in Bratislava, Slovakia, playing a Challenger 125 this week.
Challenger 125 in Bratislava. Mark and I had a little conversation just catching up before, obviously, this went live. And I said to him, this is very interesting. I asked him, I said, where's your doubles partner? Assuming that they were in the same room. However, Mark, tell us, once you get to ATP events, do you get your own room? Is that how it works?
Yeah, you get your own room, which is great. Gives you a little break from hanging out with your doubles partner the whole day.
I found that. Sorry to interrupt you, Mark. I found that very, very interesting. So you have played with the same doubles partner, Jacob. How do I say it? Schneider,
yes.
Schneider, who played somewhere before Wake Forest. I can't remember right now. But what's that like? You played together all year. You're around each other 24/7. Like, what's that actually like for doubles players?
Well, for me, it's a good thing because I'm very good friends with Jacob. He's also from Munich, which is where I'm from, and we have a very similar friend circle back home. So we have the same friends, we have the same coach. We played club tennis for the same club. That's how we met a couple of years ago. And so really it's just traveling around the world, playing tennis tournaments with a good friend, which is a lot of fun. Of course, it can get annoying from time to time too, but having separate rooms helps with that. And it's actually one of our strengths, I'd say, on the court too, to be such good friends off the court.
Well, this episode is, and talking with Mark now, is if you are out there and you're not sure where you're going to get to, you have to listen to this one. This is a classic example of every single player has their own journey. Mark Wallner, Temple University to Tennessee, University of Tennessee, where he played 3 doubles. He maybe should have played 1 doubles, but he played 3 doubles. And now he's top 50 in the world. Mark, tell us about your background, Temple, going to Tennessee, and now being where you are.
Yeah, my tennis career has been I guess, very long journey. Quite lucky to be where I'm at now. I mean, it started like way back in Germany. Started tennis quite late, played soccer for a very long time. I mean, I've had a very good environment around me, very supportive family, sisters too, grandparents who drove me to practice once I started picking up tennis more and more. And then as a teenager, I went to the US at the age of 15 to IMG Academy, where I was able to play like 3 hours a day tennis for the first time in my life. And I feel like I got a lot of court time in there, which helped me kind of catch up to all the other guys. And from there, like you said, I went to Temple University, which was a dream to play college tennis. That like when I arrived at IMG, I was only supposed to be there for 1 year, but everyone was talking about college tennis and the great opportunities you get there. So yeah, my parents once again supported me to stay in the US and finish high school at IMG. And then managed to get a Division I offer at Temple. Chose the school because the coach was very nice and I really liked the city of Philadelphia. But Tennessee, I mean, was a massive upgrade compared to Temple. Tennis-wise, facilities, professionality, coaching staff, everything. And I got to Tennessee by having a pretty good sophomore season. And you actually reached out to me when I was on the portal and recruited me to Tennessee, which was, yeah, very fortunate.
Let me tell you why Mark Wallner is now top 50 in the world. It's very simple for players listening and coaches listening. It's very simple. He listened. When we said, do this or do that, there was no, oh, but this or oh, but that. He just did it. He did it every single day. He showed up and he would say, yes, coach, okay, coach, and he would do it. And I would say now, that's why he's top 50 in the world. Not only that, he's a very, very, very competitive guy. Every single time he would come to practice and we would set up some sort of competitive drill, Mark would want to win. So let me ask you a question, Mark. At what point did you say to yourself in your career, you know what? I'm just going to focus on doubles. And why?
That's a pretty good question. I feel like at Tennessee, I got a good idea of where my strengths in the game are, in the game of tennis. So as you said, I played number 3 doubles at Tennessee. Didn't really make the singles lineup, sometimes rotated in the number 6 spot. So that's where, for the first time, I felt like my strength lies in doubles. I mean, we had an amazing team, very, very good players. Many of them on the tour now, top 500 players. So to not make the singles lineup, I feel like you got to be a very good tennis player to make the singles lineup at Tennessee. And for me to make the doubles lineup, even though it was at number 3 every year, it kind of gave me a good insight that my strength is playing doubles. So then when I graduated, obviously I always wanted to give it a shot at all. Singles and doubles. I tried out for a year and a half, and but in the back of my mind, I always knew like doubles is my strength, and I managed to win some ITF tournaments in doubles, and yeah, the ranking progression in singles compared to doubles was quite obvious that I'm better at doubles.
By the way, Mark mentioned playing 6. I'm a full believer that 6 is arguably, especially on a great team, 6 is arguably one of the hardest positions to play. You go in, sometimes you come out, sometimes you don't really get a rhythm. You're going in because of a matchup or you're not, and you don't play well. You feel potential pressure to perform. I just think that playing 6 is incredibly difficult. By the way, Mark Wallner has a 14.36 UTR in doubles. Mark, you have made, if it's okay, it's on the website, so
yeah,
you have made $299,356 in your career. However, this year you've made $222,000. At what point can you actually start making money playing doubles?
But actually, it's always a question on, do you travel with the coach or not? So Jacob and I don't travel with the coach. Many doubles guys can't afford a coach. If they do, the good thing is they can split the cost as a team. I would say if you're in the top 100, you can come out in the green at the end of the year. Everything above. Yeah, everything above, depending how your setup is at home, you can also, I guess, make some money. But if you have an apartment, if you have a car to pay off and stuff, you got to be top 100, I think.
Listen to that. So think how many good players are out there who are less than 100 that are not making any money. That's how difficult professional tennis is, especially on the doubles side, obviously, but also as well in singles. So what's it like for doubles players when you're at Challenger 125 this week? You've played in the Grand Slams, you've played in ATP events. What's it like for doubles players when they get to the event in terms of practice, in terms of, mingling with other players? What's that whole situation like? Is there any way you can give people a visual of what it's like to be a professional doubles player?
Yeah, I mean, you arrive at the same site as the singles guys. You have the same locker rooms, same physios, same restaurant. You basically, yeah, you're all in the same space. I would say the doubles players, they form a little bit more of a community than the singles players. You'll always see, I don't know, if there's a dinner table, the doubles guys kind of form a clique together. When it comes to practicing, I guess, yeah, the singles players are always mad that the doubles players take away courts and stuff. And I mean, for Jacob and I, our solution is just to, yeah, go out early on the courts, start the day early when the singles guys don't really use the courts yet, or just practice later in the evening. I guess the around noon, 11 a.m. till 3, 4 p.m. is when the courts are the busiest, and it might be tougher for doubles teams to get a court.
Very interesting. In terms of your travel, right?
Yeah.
How do you do it? How many weeks have you traveled this year? Who does your travel? Does it get stressful at times? Does it get tiring? Does it get lonely? What's it actually like playing out there playing pro tennis?
I'd say, yeah, it definitely does get tiring from time to time. Last year we played 42 tournaments, I think. That means 42 weeks of traveling. This year it might be a few weeks less, maybe 39, but yeah, not many off weeks, so you're not much at home. You kind of live out of the suitcase, which is not everyone's thing. You really gotta love it. And yeah, when it comes to planning your travels, it's really just ourselves. We of course have a coach back home who we kind of talk to about our scheduling, which tournaments we play. We always try to play the best event we can get in, because it gives us, yeah, the greatest opportunity to get a lot of ranking points and prize money. But yeah, it's very spontaneous. You gotta book, flights on short notice. Sometimes you don't know. Do you get, like last week for us, we didn't know. We were in Kazakhstan and we didn't know if we get into Vienna or Basel. And then we made the finals and we got into Basel, but couldn't play Basel because we made the finals and there was a conflict with times. So then we hoped to get into Vienna and we were 1 out, and then we didn't know, should we risk going to Vienna or should we just fly back home and risk getting in and having to drive to Vienna last minute. So it's just, yeah, a lot of things are on short notice, and you got to be very flexible, and you got to love traveling a lot.
When you're not playing tennis and you have downtime, do you have hobbies? Is it possible to have hobbies and do things out there on the pro tour when you have the time?
I feel like it's very tough to have hobbies. It's tough to kind of have a constant thing you can do, because you never know when do you get the practice courts. What I really like I guess it's almost a hobby. It's just lifting weights in the gym, which also is beneficial for, I guess, yeah, my job, tennis. Otherwise, kind of started picking up golf a little bit, but it's yeah, I mean, you never know in which hotel you are. If a golf course is close by, you obviously have to be able to rent clubs. So it's also, again, it's very spontaneous. We like to do that, but otherwise there's nothing really a hobby you can do. Maybe play cards with friends, but yeah, that's pretty much it.
I'm sure you know, Mark, that I'm now heavily involved with UTR. Obviously, I work for the company, but also specifically in PTT, right? You have played a couple PTTs in your career. But what do you think about this idea? What do you think PTT for doubles? What do you think about that?
I think that would be a great idea. If I could play, I probably would. I mean, it gives you guaranteed matches, which is very good thing. I mean, often, yeah, on the ATP, the higher we got into in the rankings, the less matches we kind of played, because now you play on, yeah, the big stage, meaning if you win a round, obviously you get more points than winning a challenger or something, but you also lose more often. So there could be a month where you only play like 3 matches. So if you, I don't know, the PTT, I mean, gives you matches, which is, yeah, one of the best things about it, I think.
Again, let's just think about this story for a second. Mark Wallner went to IMG Academy, and for the first time in his life, I think he said at the age of 15, for the first time in his life, he got to play tennis for 3 hours at a time, or multiple hours each day. That was the first time he'd done that. Then going to Temple, I remember watching Mark actually against another former player called Hamish Stewart. And he was incredibly competitive. And I remember going to Germany to see Mark, and he picked me up in a old, like six-seater car. Do you remember that, Mark?
Yeah.
And we drove around, and the thing that attracted me to Mark coming to Tennessee was just very polite, very well spoken, very, very appreciative of the opportunity, which was very important to me. And from Tennessee, he's now top 50 in the world. Like, I think that's something that people need to listen to and say, like, okay, if I'm only here just now, if you show up and work hard, good things are going to happen. So on that front, Mark, what is your advice to players out there that are not at that level right now? They're so hungry to get there. What's your advice for them?
Yeah, I definitely say keep believing. I mean, I've heard multiple times, that it's impossible to go pro. Only a few people get to go there, and you got to be the best since you're very young, basically. So I definitely say keep believing in yourself, and as you say, just show up every day, uh, give your best effort every day, and improve a little bit every day.
Love it. Expectation, goals. I want to talk end of the year and then also going into 27 for you and Jacob. What do you guys think? Or do you write down goals, or you just take it week by week?
We wrote down goals at the beginning of the year. Our goals were, so when we started to commit to doubles, our goal was to reach top 70, so we can qualify for Australian Open and all the Grand Slams. So we missed that goal. We ended up being number 80 last year, but we still managed to get into Australia. So we kind of failed that goal, but we still achieved it as well. And then going into this year, we wanted to finish top 50 year end, play all the 4 Grand Slams, which we did, and win an ATP tournament, which we unfortunately have not. We've reached 2 finals. But once again, even if we thought we needed an ATP title to be top 50. So now, I mean, if we don't get it, but we can still manage top 50, it's still a very successful season, I'd say. And then going into next year, we definitely want to be top 30, so we can play all the Masters year end. And
hang on, so you have to be top 30 to play the Masters events, is that right?
Yeah, top 30, top 40, around that range, yes. Because the draws are smaller, so it's actually easier to qualify for a Grand Slam than a Masters event.
Interesting. Got it. So going into next year, what do you think?
Well, I think we'll kill it. I think we continue climbing the rankings. We're thinking about finding a coach that can travel with us. I think that's the next step that could help us unlock a lot of our potential. And then I think, wanna make deep runs at a Grand Slam. I don't think it's impossible to win one either. That's anyone's title in any given week. Just win tournaments, climb the rankings, and then our big goal for like the career, I'd say, is the Olympics in 2028. That's kind of the big big goal hanging above our heads.
That's unbelievable. You guys are living the dream. Throughout your whole career, what are your best memories, or is there a specific moment in your career? It can be anything, junior tennis, college tennis, or professional. Are there certain times that stick out for you?
I feel like there are a lot. I guess if I just look at the college career, there are a few moments. I guess the number one thing was winning the SEC title with the team. Let's say, yeah, SEC champs.
This one.
That. Yep.
There it is.
That's
Good
the one.
job, Mark. Good player.
And yeah, with the, just like in general, team events, I love them. So I mean, any accomplishment we had with the team, reaching the semifinals, NCAAs, the indoor national finals, that was a big one too. And even when we fell short, just like the team spirit we had, I feel like, yeah, even though we had a loss, it was so special. And then looking at the professional career, I'd say at the Grand Slams, almost every Grand Slam, we always managed to win one round. And this first year, my whole family traveled to every Grand Slam with me, and for Jacob as well.
That's cool.
So just like, yeah, being at the biggest stage and then winning in front of your family. I'd say the one in Australia was the nicest one, because it was the very first one, night session on the party court, I'd say, in the back. And then, yeah, just having family and friends there and getting that first like Grand Slam win, that one was very special.
That's amazing. Favorite tournament and why so far?
Favorite tournament? I really like the BMW Open. Home tournament is special. I went there as a kid once. So yeah, playing there and is very, very special. And now we've played the Shanghai Masters, our first Masters event. And that one was just, yeah, unreal too. The people there are so nice. The venue is unreal. Services, yeah, it's outstanding there.
Well, listen, last question for you, Mark. You know, you're obviously all competing out there. You're competitors, you know, professional tennis players, but I'm assuming as well, you also have people that you lean on, right? That are your friends, that you have mutual respect, and you compete against each other, but you also get dinner or you get lunch. I'm just curious, is there anyone out there or any group of people that are almost mentoring you, or you lean on for advice, or you've seen something in a locker room, or you've had a conversation with a really good player and it's stuck out to you and it's really helped you in your career? Is there anyone in particular like that, or any experiences you've had?
Most of the days I just get dinner with Jacob, so it's pretty lonely. But at some tournaments, you know, some lunch or some dinners, sometimes a person joins who's done a lot. One person, Martin Middelkoop, for example. I mean, he had a career high of 18, I think. And so, yeah, if such an accomplished player kind of sits down and, you know, starts talking about what doubles is, the things that, you know, affect the game on and off the court, I'm a person who just, yeah, kind of sits back and listens a lot, soaks it all up. So yeah, it doesn't really matter kind of who sits at the table. I usually like to, yeah, just listen on their insights, what they think, and then I try to just learn from them.
Well, to recap again, Mark Wallner has gone from not the bottom, but he's gone from a low level of tennis to the top of professional tennis. He's now top 50 in the world in doubles. He's playing Grand Slams. He has a goal in 2028 to represent his country at the Olympics. What an unbelievable story. Mark, from everyone at UTR, we wish you all the best. We will be following. And if you're ever in attendance to watch Mark and Jacob compete, please do so. Get in the front row and get loud. They want your energy. Mark is a very energetic guy, very competitive guy. He wants you to sit there and get rowdy. So Mark, and to your partner Jacob, best of luck, and we will be following all your success rest of the year and next year.
Thank you, James. Thank you so much.